Hey guys, so I was on Facebook Marketplace the other day and just looking at fishing stuff, and I seen a tackle box, which was, or looked like it was full of some gear still. So I thought it would be a cool video to try to grab this for a decent price and film what I found inside of it. I ended up picking this up for about 20 bucks, and we'll go through it and see what's in it. Right off the bat, I did look up the tackle box company, and this is an antique one. Goes for about $30 from what I could find online on eBay and whatnot. So right off the rip, I'm actually doing pretty good considering I only paid 20 bucks for this. So I figured this camera angle is probably the best for what we're trying to accomplish here. We'll get it open and see what we got. Actually, let's start from the top and we'll work our way down. How about that? So, right at the top here, it looks like, turn that light on. Looks like there's some feathered jigs in here. Bunch of jigs. Pretty cool. Then we have some gold sprout hooks. No size, count 100, made in Taiwan. So they're probably older. If that's even what's in here. Oh yeah, look. That's what's in there. But good for bluegill. And we have a big old spoon here. Made in Detroit, USA, here in Michigan. Looks original. It's got the logo on it. So I looked up this Daredevil, and they range anywhere from $5 to 19 bucks depending on how old they are. This one doesn't have a date, but it looks probably, I don't know, early 2000s, 90s maybe. And then next over here, I'm not sure. It looks like a bobber of some kind, but I'm not sure if it's a bait bobber for catfish or what. Looks like this is hollow and might open up or something. We'll have to figure that out. If you know what this is, let me know in the comments. There's some string, treble hook randomly. Looks like some more spoons. This one says made in USA. Doesn't have a brand. Might have to look this one up and see what brand that is. So after looking, it looks like this is another Daredevil spoon. So same as this one over here, just different coloring. And then we just have a little bobber. Another hook in here, goes to here. And then it looks like just a plain silver lure here. Says, oh, made by Head-On. Okay. So that's actually a good company that I like using their lures. It's called the Tadpole. All silver. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna have to try this one come the spring here. It's kind of light. Doesn't have a rattle or anything, so just a light little silver lure there. We'll have to see if it floats and what it does when we get it in the water, but that's cool. And then we just have a naked, no skirt or anything. Looks a little bit rusty, probably not usable anymore. Next we have just a little spinner bait. And then it looks like, this looks like it would be another, if you're familiar with the head-on fishing lures, this looks like something they'd make, but the coloring and everything's all completely gone. I don't know if it's dirty and needs cleaned, or you can kind of barely see. This will focus here. You can kind of see the patterns underneath that used to be there. Might be able to clean this up, not sure. It looks older. I mean, look, you've got screws holding it in, so it's probably wood balsa. Okay, it does. Yep, it's a Jitterbug. Fred Arbucks. We'll have to look this one up using the patent there. Give me a second. So I couldn't get a date on it, but I found one on eBay, new in box for $39 that says vintage, so definitely interesting. Next up, it looks like just a few. This is just a lead weight. And then a few little lures. Don't see any brands on them. Just says F6. Haven't really seen anything like these before. They look old though. If anyone knows what these are, let me know. And we'll move on down the row here. So it looks like we have a few of these floating fly type deals. A few hooks. Case of some lead weights, split shots. And then there's this. It says Tiki Spoonfish number 2S. It's also made in Madison Heights, Michigan, which is actually kind of cool for my page, because if you've been following, you know Mitten Fisher is because of Michigan's slogan, we're the Mitten State. And so far a lot of these lures have been made right here in Michigan. Let me see if I can try to find a date on this. So I have looked, and I can find something similar. Maybe the company got bought out by another company, but I cannot find anything that is matching this. It's called the Tiki Spoonfish, featuring holes that cause sonic vibrations. It even lists where they are at, 1805 East 11th Mile Road in Madison Heights, Michigan. And when I look it up, the company's not even there anymore. It's owned by a different company, the building is. And you can tell it's a newer build too, so whatever was there previously was probably knocked down and long gone. And this is like cardboard and that old crinkly kind of plastic, so this is probably pretty old. I mean, easily before the 2000s. I haven't found any dates on anything solid yet to be able to maybe associate when all this was last used, but it's definitely, I think it's fair to call this an antique, and I'm gonna have to look into this further. Could be worth some money. Then next we have number 8 treble hooks. No dates again. And if you can see this worm in here, this is why you don't leave your soft plastics in anything plastic, because if you look right here, it has molded that worm into the plastic. And that's why you don't want to leave your soft plastics touching any kind of plastic, because, and this is old plastic too, the new stuff with all this, everything that's in it, it would melt your plastics. Looks like we have Another one of these made in Detroit. This one's called Cop E Cat hyphens, and it's by, it looks like that same Daredevil spoon. And then we have another spoon here. This one made by Crocodile with a K, the L Jensen. These hold up forever, and these are nice, so they can still easily be used catching pike or something. Alright, so we'll go down to this next row here. A few more of these feathered. This one made in a jig. This one's like the light cork for like fly fishing or something. Looks like just a sharpening stone here. Some more hooks. Another spinner bait. This looks like what the worm used to be probably attached to. It's usually how these are set up. Here's another small Daredevil. Little small one. Nothing in that. More spinner baits. This one says MEPS, which is a nice company. MEPS is usually also who makes lures, spinning spoons like these. British French patent, US pending. Number 4. Made in France. So that's kind of cool. Then we have another spoon. It says Little Cleo WIGL Wiggle Lure. And there's a little gal on there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And just a bobber. A few leaders. Another spinner bait. And if we look down into here, you've got a fish gripper. Some people use them for when they're cleaning out the fish, or some people just use them when they're trying to hold the fish to get the hook out. This is all metal, so again, this has got to be an older tackle box. This looks like it says made in Japan, so you know it's probably nice and quality. No brand other than, unless Fish Gripper is the brand. So the only thing in here that it looks even remotely new or recent is this Tri-Line 8-pound line. Yeah, this is probably the only thing new and recent in here. Just continuing on, you've got, in my state, they stopped pricing things a long time ago, so you already know that this is old just based off the fact that it's got a price tag on it, because we don't price tag things anymore. The Vibrax Minnow Spinner. They're 3/16 ounce, 5 gram. So the copyright date on that, as you can see, says 1994. So that's probably maybe the first indication of when this box and all the lures roughly are from, which would make sense because I don't think they're much older than that, but the way everything is cardboard and actually decently built, it's probably mostly all from the 90s. Cool. Some Eagle Claws. Again, price tag $1.10. This is probably something again from the 90s. Here is, so this, the Sonic Spoonfish by Tiki Lures again, but it's got a new address on this one. This one says 2101 East Jerome, Detroit, Michigan. So let me look that up. So again, looked up the address, and it's in the middle of just, it looks like mostly an abandoned neighborhood. A few random things left, but otherwise there's definitely not a lure company there. And I'm not seeing any dates. You can tell it's never been used. It's still paper clipped to the original packaging. And we can read the thing in here though. Just says how to use your spoonfish, trolling versus casting. Yeah, they must have been at Madison Heights first, because there's Madison Heights here. But then when you look at the outside packaging, it shows that Detroit address, which I just looked up, and it is not currently active there. So not sure on the dates on these, but it's got to be really early 90s, maybe late 80s. Very interesting. Gonna look into these more. And it looks like we have a few MEPS spinner baits, 89 cents. I mean 77 cents, $1.43. These are definitely early 90s, maybe late 80s. Don't see any copyright dates on these, but you can just tell these are definitely old. If any of you are familiar with any of these, let me know where you think the dates are. All of these are unopened, which is nice. Packaging's kind of rough. You can tell they got wet over the years, but still, it's all original, never opened. And here's another MEPS, 93 cents. Can't get anything for 93 cents these days. Another case for the Sonic Spoonfish. Doesn't look like it's in there though, just a lead weight and a hook. Some more weights. Oh yeah, Zebco, these old fishing weights, scales with the tape measurer in it. This is nice. This is definitely not anything recent. Anything that's got metal in it, you know, is not recent. There's no date on it, but we might be able to look it up with the model. Let's check it out. These up on, I just went to eBay again, range anywhere from $6-7, and the age range seems to be again around 89, 91, 92. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and guess this box and all these lures are sometime from around the early 90s, very late 80s, somewhere around there. Some pliers. Empty case. Looks like some test line or something. Look how old is that? Test line that used to come in this little plastic case. And now, as you know, it comes just rolled like this. It's kind of cool. Some more of these fly fishing or corks. Scaler. This looks like might have been an old you tie flies. It's missing the part that ties the fly though, but that's what I'm guessing it would be. Doesn't really say, just that stainless steel and a copyright number. But I would guess it's something along the lines of a fly tie. We got an old fish grabber. Get the hook out of their mouth. They still make these today. Definitely not with this weight. And this feels like, you know, something you would have got from your grandpa's tackle box. Not the stamped junk that they make today. And then just an empty, probably another fishing line holder. And then that's it. So let me know what you thought. I looked up the tackle box again, and the closest I could find was an eBay listing that says this is a 1970s tackle box. So again, still dates it somewhere, probably, like I said, close to late 80s, early 90s for the contents of it. But again, I consider it antique. I mean, that stuff's over 30 years old, so. If you liked this video, make sure to drop a comment. Let me know about any of the lures you saw in here, any dates that you might think you saw. Subscribe if you can, and I'll catch you on the next one.